being, how did you get into a career in tech? And also, if you want to add anything to your incredible list of, career in tech, please do. It's a bit long because you have been at all the top companies, so I couldn't possibly do it enough justice.
Well, thank you. First of all, thanks, Nina, and thanks so much for Robociti. This is an amazing, amazing event, as well as Nerdy Gangsters. It's such an honor to be here with all of you tonight. So how did I get into tech? Well, it's really quite an interesting story. I actually had always wanted to be a doctor, believe it or not. And I went to college to study to be a doctor. Now, this was before, like everybody else, every young person probably wants to be an astronaut. And so I decided I would go to Duke University and study to be a doctor. And when I got there, I started taking classes. I did really well in biology and chemistry. Then I got to a year where we had to dissect an animal. And we had to anesthetize them, and I passed out. I didn't pass out from the blood or the gore, but I didn't know that I was allergic to all of the smells and everything in a hospital and in a doctor's office. So could you imagine having me as your doctor and walking up, and when I come to greet you in the room, I pass out? Probably not a great thing for a doctor. I was devastated, I have to tell you, completely devastated. I went to talk to my advisor and I said, the only two things I'd ever wanted to be in my life was an astronaut and a doctor. What am I going to do? It just so happened that he was also an advisor for the computer science group as well as for the medical school. And he said, look, there's this exciting new field called computer science, and you can actually use it together to do something in healthcare. And so my college thesis was written on using computers to do testing instead of testing on animals, to test on the computer. And after that, I got sold on technology. So I've been in technology ever since. And you know how they always say life comes right around to you. I have to tell you, one of the very last projects that I did at Amazon Web Services, I worked with one of our partners, Maxar. And that partner and us helped to send rover to Mars. We were actually helping with some of the language for the Mars rover to do exploration. So I never got to go to Mars. I never got to be a doctor, but I got to help send the rover into outer space. And now I'm doing even more exciting things with the Web3. So thank you, Anina, for asking me that question. I know it was kind of a long answer, but it's always interesting to me because people are like, oh, did you know you wanted to be a computer scientist from a little girl? And I have to say, no, I did not.